I want you to stop whatever you're doing and hear me carefully, because this message is not just another sermon. It's a lifeline. There are people listening right now who feel invisible, overlooked, forgotten, and exhausted. You've prayed, you've fasted, you've given, you've sacrificed, and yet the breakthrough hasn't come. You've been waiting on God's promise, but your heart is heavy, your mind is restless, and your faith is being tested like never before. I'm not here to give you empty words. I'm here to speak the truth, the painful yet liberating truth. Waiting is not wasted, and God's delay is not denial. Some of you are at the edge of giving up. You've wondered if God even remembers your tears, your faithfulness, your sacrifices. You've watched doors open for everyone else while your life seems paused, delayed, and stagnant. And the enemy has whispered lies into your ears, telling you that God has forgotten you, that your prayers fell on deaf ears, that your breakthrough will never come. But I'm here to tell you that God's timing is perfect. Your timing is limited. What looks like delay, what feels like silence, what seems like disappointment, it is actually preparation for something greater than you can imagine. Right now, I want you to understand something before we go any further. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment of heartache is working for you, not against you. Every closed door is aligning your steps for the exact moment your miracle will explode into your life. Every disappointment is training you, shaping you, and preparing you to handle what God has for you. And when it comes, it will overwhelm you. It will elevate you, and it will confirm beyond any shadow of doubt that God's timing is never late. But your timing is always limited. So before we go deeper, I want you to do something for me. I want you to comment, "I trust God," below this video. I want you to share it with someone who needs hope. And I want you to hit like, because your faith is about to be strengthened in a way that will change your life forever. This message is not just to hear, it is to activate faith, hope, and obedience in the season you are in, so that when God moves, you are ready to receive your miracle. And that is why today we are diving deep into the truth of God's timing versus your timing, and how to wait with hope. Because the breakthrough, the blessing, and the glory are coming. And you need to be prepared. Waiting hurts. But God's delay is preparing your miracle. You may be in a season right now where every day feels like a lifetime. You wake up with hope. You go to bed with disappointment. You cry alone, asking God why, praying earnestly for a breakthrough, for a sign, for even the slightest glimpse of his hand moving in your favor, and still nothing seems to happen. You feel as though the world is moving. Doors are opening for everyone else. Success is passing by others, but not for you. And in those moments, the pain feels unbearable. It feels personal. You feel invisible. You feel like maybe God has forgotten you. Maybe he overlooked you. Maybe your prayers fell on deaf ears. But hear me carefully. What you are experiencing is not the absence of God. It is the preparation of God. It is not denial. It is refinement. Every tear you shed, every sleepless night you endure, every disappointment that pierces your heart is shaping you, molding you, and preparing you for the miracle that will one day overwhelm you. You see, God's timing is not like your timing. You want instant gratification. You want the blessing now. You want the breakthrough today. You want the miracle yesterday. But God works in ways that are invisible to your human eyes. He works behind the scenes, in the silence, in the unseen, and in the delay. He is training you. He is perfecting your faith. He is strengthening your patience. He is preparing your heart to receive what you cannot yet understand. The miracle is being formed in heaven long before it manifests on earth. And God is making sure that when it comes, you are ready to handle it with grace, with wisdom, and with the ability to glorify him fully. Every season of waiting is a classroom of faith. Every empty answer, every closed door, every disappointment is a lesson in trust. It is teaching you that the blessing is not about your effort alone, but about your alignment with God's perfect will. It is teaching you that the journey matters as much as the destination. And it is teaching you that patience is not passive. It is an active, demanding, and often painful obedience to God's timing. Waiting is hard, it is uncomfortable. It stretches you, it exposes your weaknesses, it makes you question, doubt, and sometimes even scream at heaven. And yet, through all of it, God is working. Now, your impatience can cost you the blessing he is lining up. Most people fail not because God didn't have a plan for them, but because they could not wait. They rushed ahead, they forced doors open, they tried to control the outcome, they acted on human timing instead of divine timing, and in doing so, they lost the very thing they were praying for. You must understand that timing is everything. God's timing is perfect. Your timing is limited, your understanding is small. Your vision is clouded by emotion, by pain, by frustration. You see what is in front of you and you react. But God sees the entirety of the plan. He sees the end from the beginning. He knows what is necessary, what is appropriate, what is best, and your impatience can derail it. It can cost you favor. It can cost you relationships. It can cost you opportunities, and it can cost you the full manifestation of your miracle. The pain of waiting is intentional. The discomfort of waiting is purposeful. God is not trying to hurt you. He is trying to prepare you. He is trying to align every element of your life so that when the blessing comes, it does not break you. It does not overwhelm you. It does not consume you in fear or pride. The miracle must meet you in the state of readiness. If you are impatient, if you are rushing, if you are forcing things to happen, you will not recognize it. You will not steward it properly, and you will diminish the glory of God in your life. That is why patience, endurance, and hope are not optional. They are essential. And I know it hurts. I know your heart feels heavy. I know the nights are long and the days are tiring. I know you have prayed and you have believed. And yet the silence continues. It is painful. It is agonizing. It feels unfair. And yet it is in this pain that God is teaching you to hope correctly. Not a shallow hope, not a wishful hope, but a confident, unwavering hope that trusts his timing more than your circumstances, that trusts his hand more than your feelings, that believes the promise is coming even when the promise seems delayed. Do not despise the delay. Do not resent the season. Do not curse the wait. Every moment is working for you, not against you. Every challenge, every setback, every closed door is arranging your life for the precise moment when heaven will act and your miracle will explode into your life in ways you could never manufacture on your own. Waiting is preparation. Waiting is alignment. Waiting is the secret to receiving blessings that are far greater than what you could imagine. So hold on. Keep your heart alive. Keep your faith strong. Keep speaking life over your situation. Keep declaring God's promises even when your eyes do not see it. Keep planting seeds. Keep sowing. Keep giving. Keep serving, because every action in faith positions you for the moment your miracle is released. And do not allow your impatience to steal the blessing. Do not allow frustration to dictate your actions. Do not allow doubt to creep into your heart. Your impatience can cost you the blessing. Your impatience can steal the joy of the moment. Your impatience can turn God's perfect timing into your missed opportunity. You have to learn to wait with hope, not with hesitation. You have to trust in the unseen, not just the visible. You have to remain faithful in the valley, even when the mountain seems far away. You have to praise him in the silence, even when your heart aches. You have to continue to obey, even when the reward is not yet apparent. And when the time comes, when the doors open, when the blessing rains down, when the miracle arrives, it will overwhelm you because it was worth every tear, every struggle, every moment of waiting. And you will know that God's timing was never a mistake, that his delay was never a denial, and that your faithfulness in waiting positioned you for something far greater than you could have orchestrated on your own. Feeling forgotten does not mean God has abandoned you. Right now, you may feel like you are standing in the shadows while everyone else is in the spotlight. You may feel overlooked, unnoticed, and unheard. You have prayed, you have cried, you have given your heart, and yet it seems like the world has moved on without you. Your efforts feel invisible, your sacrifices unappreciated, and your faithfulness unrewarded. But let me tell you something that will sting, but that you need to hear. Being forgotten by man does not mean you are forgotten by God. His eyes are always on you. His heart is always tuned to your cries. His ears are always open to your prayers. The problem is not with him. It is with timing, perception, and preparation. You cannot see the orchestration behind the scenes, but that does not mean it is not happening. There are moments when the silence feels deafening. You wonder if you are alone, if your prayers matter, if your tears count, and the enemy will whisper lies into your heart, telling you that God has abandoned you, that you have been overlooked, that nothing will ever change. He will try to convince you to give up, to take matters into your own hands, to force outcomes before God's appointed time. But every moment of feeling forgotten is an opportunity to deepen your trust. Every moment of waiting, every pang of loneliness, every sigh that escapes your lips is a chance to anchor your hope in the one who never forgets, never fails, and never forsakes. You must understand that God's perspective is entirely different from yours. You see the immediate, the visible, the here and now. He sees the eternal, the unseen, the ultimate purpose. What looks like neglect to your human eyes is actually careful preparation. What seems like silence is strategic positioning. What appears as a delay is actually a divine arrangement. The truth is, he is orchestrating everything with precision, ensuring that when the time comes, the blessing, the promotion, the breakthrough, or the miracle is perfect, aligned, and unstoppable. Feeling forgotten is painful, but it is not fatal. It is shaping you, strengthening you, and preparing you for the fulfillment of God's promise in your life. Every person who has walked with God has experienced seasons of feeling invisible. Abraham waited decades for the promise of a child. Moses wandered for 40 years before stepping into his destiny. David was overlooked while shepherding sheep before being anointed king. Joseph languished in a pit and then a prison before ruling nations. Feeling forgotten is not failure. It is the proving ground of faith, the furnace of endurance, and the place where God perfects the character required to handle the blessing. When it arrives, every unanswered prayer, every delay, every door that remains closed is a lesson in trust. It teaches you to rely on God rather than people, on his timing rather than your schedule, on his wisdom rather than your understanding. Your value is not measured by the attention of others. Your significance is not determined by human recognition. Your breakthrough is not dependent on the applause of the world. Feeling forgotten is a test of faith, a measure of patience, and a reminder that God's attention is not absent. It is intentional and perfect. Every season of feeling overlooked is an invitation to deeper intimacy with God. It is a call to strengthen your prayer life, to study his word more, to align your actions with his will, and to embrace the quiet as a sacred space where he is teaching, refining, and preparing you. You must resist the temptation to act prematurely. You must refuse to be distracted by human approval or comparison. You must trust that the God who knows your heart and sees your faithfulness will move at the exact right time and in the exact right way. Every moment of isolation, every feeling of being forgotten, and every painful waiting period is an opportunity to grow stronger in your hope. Hope is not a wish. It is not a vague desire. It is an anchored confidence that God will do exactly what he promised, even when your circumstances suggest otherwise. Hope holds you steady. Hope fuels your perseverance. Hope reminds you that God's memory is perfect and his promises are unshakable. Feeling forgotten is temporary, but God's faithfulness is eternal. Every challenge, every rejection, every closed door is working for your good. It is testing your resilience, building your character, and preparing you to receive the fullness of what God has for you. The moment you feel invisible, remember that God's eyes are fixed on you. His hands are working on your behalf, and his plans cannot fail. What feels like neglect today will become the story of glory tomorrow. What feels like silence today will become the sound of angels celebrating your breakthrough. What feels like delay today is actually the precise arrangement for the greatest blessing of your life. Every painful season of waiting, of feeling overlooked, and of believing you are forgotten is also a lesson in humility and obedience. It humbles you to recognize your dependence on God, and it trains you to walk in alignment with His will. It teaches you to trust Him completely, to hope relentlessly, and to stay faithful even when the world moves on without notice. The pain you feel is a signal that something greater is coming. The loneliness you endure is the stage for a revelation of God's glory that will overwhelm your understanding. Every tear, every sigh, every moment of heartbreak, every struggle with doubt, every temptation to give up, and every moment of feeling forgotten is a step toward transformation. You are being shaped into a vessel capable of handling not just a small blessing, but a supernatural, life-altering, destiny-defining miracle. The pain is necessary. The struggle is essential. The wait is purposeful. God is working behind the scenes, arranging, aligning, and orchestrating everything for the moment when your faith, your patience, and your hope are rewarded in a way that leaves no room for doubt every moment of being overlooked. Every painful season, every long night, and every unanswered prayer is calling you to deeper trust, stronger faith, and unwavering hope. It is teaching you to rely on God rather than circumstances, on His promises rather than human timelines, and on His power rather than your own efforts. Feeling forgotten is painful, but it is the canvas on which God is painting the masterpiece of your destiny. Every season of waiting, every sense of being forgotten, every moment of despair, and every sting of disappointment is designed to grow you, strengthen you, and prepare you for the blessings, promotions, and miracles that God has promised. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are being readied. You are being prepared. You are being positioned. And when the time comes, the breakthrough will not just be enough. It will be overwhelming, life-changing, and glory-filled. God's timing is never late, but your timing is always limited. There are moments in life when you are desperate, when your heart is racing, when your mind is consumed with questions and doubts, because everything around you seems delayed, stalled, or stagnant. You have prayed, you have believed, you have hoped, and yet it feels like nothing is happening. You check the clock, you check the calendar, you check the opportunities that seem to be moving past you. And in your frustration, you begin to think that maybe God has forgotten. Maybe He has delayed too long. Maybe the plan is failing. But hear me clearly, God's timing is never late. Your timing is limited. Human and bound by circumstances you cannot control. You are measuring eternity with a second hand. And that is why you feel anxious, impatient, and restless. God sees the bigger picture. He sees the beginning, the middle, and the end at the same time. He knows the exact moment when every prayer will be answered, every promise will be fulfilled, and every blessing will manifest. He is never late, but He works in seasons, in divine appointments, in perfect alignment that you cannot see. Your impatience, your frustration, your attempts to speed things up will only disrupt the flow of His plan. When He acts, it will be more than you expected. It will be more than you imagined. It will be perfectly timed for maximum impact, maximum glory, and maximum purpose. You have to trust the timing of the one who holds eternity in His hands rather than your own limited clock. Your understanding is finite. Your perspective is narrow, and your vision is limited. You may see obstacles, closed doors, delays, and silence, and you may think God is not moving. But what looks like delay is actually preparation. What looks like silence is actually orchestration. What looks like a dead end is actually a detour toward destiny. God's timing is perfect, and His delays are never mistakes. They are designed to produce patience, endurance, faith, and character. Every season that feels slow, every day that feels wasted, every opportunity that seems denied is part of a divine plan that is being carefully arranged for your ultimate good. Rushing ahead, forcing outcomes, and acting on your own timing can be disastrous. It can cost you favor, it can destroy opportunities, and it can blind you to the fullness of the blessing God intended. Most people fail, not because God's timing is slow, but because their impatience leads them to act prematurely. They take matters into their own hands, they step out of alignment, and they miss the miracle that was coming. God's timing is perfect, but it requires your obedience, your patience, your faith, and your trust. You cannot dictate the schedule of heaven. You cannot manipulate the unfolding of destiny. You must wait. And in waiting, you must continue to prepare, to serve, to sow, and to strengthen your faith. Rushing ahead can also bring confusion, disappointment, and unnecessary pain. You try to force results before God's appointed time, and instead of receiving the blessing, you invite struggle and chaos. But when you align with God's timing, the blessing arrives fully, powerfully, and unshakably. It is not just a reward for waiting. It is a testament to His perfect wisdom and your faithfulness. Every delay you experience is not a denial of your destiny. Every pause in your progress is not punishment. Every moment of frustration is not a rejection. It is a call to trust, a call to surrender, a call to let God's perfect plan unfold without interference. Most people fail to see the difference between impatience and preparation. Impatience pushes, pulls, and forces things prematurely. Preparation waits, trusts, and acts in alignment with God's timing. Impatience will cost you opportunities, blessings, and the fullness of what God intends. Preparation will position you perfectly for the moment of divine release. The breakthrough that comes on God's timing is exponentially greater than anything you could manufacture on your own schedule. Your timing is limited, His timing is infinite. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can stop running ahead and start walking in alignment with the plan He has for you. Rushing ahead is often rooted in fear, doubt, and frustration. You fear that God will not move. You doubt that the promise will come. You panic because time is slipping away. But every time you act out of fear, every time you try to force God's hand, you are proving that you do not trust Him. Trust is proven in the pause. Faith is proven in the waiting. Patience is proven when nothing seems to happen, and yet you continue to believe, continue to obey, and continue to trust. God's timing is flawless, but it requires your steadfastness, your endurance, and your hope. You must remember that God's delays are not denials. His pauses are not punishments. His silence is not absence. Every season of waiting, every delayed answer, every postponed breakthrough is part of a divine design that is preparing you for something bigger than you can imagine. When God acts, it will not just meet your expectation. It will exceed it. It will overwhelm you. It will elevate you. It will place you in a position of influence, impact, and glory that could never have been achieved on your own timetable when you trust God's timing. You also discover the power of active waiting. Waiting does not mean doing nothing. Waiting means positioning yourself in alignment with God's plan. It means working, sowing, praying, serving, and trusting while the unseen gears of heaven are in motion. Every seed you plant, every act of obedience, every moment of faith in the waiting season contributes to the perfect timing of the blessing. You are not idle in the pause. You are being prepared, trained, and readied to receive the fullness of God's miracle. The truth is, God's timing is not just about when the blessing comes. It is about who you become while you wait. Your character, your faith, your endurance, and your heart are all being strengthened so that when the blessing arrives, you will not be destroyed by it. You will not be overwhelmed by it, and you will not squander it. The waiting is painful, yes, but it is purposeful. The delay is intentional, yes, but it is perfect. Your timing is limited, human, and often flawed. His timing is eternal, precise, and flawless. Painful waiting is training you to handle greater responsibility. Every moment of struggle, every setback, every closed door, and every unanswered